Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to the channel. We are going to be taking a complete tour of all of my Crested Geckos, which features quite a few geckos actually. I believe we are up to 25 different ones, including all of our breeders, and then all the babes we are hatching out, not including the many eggs we still have left to go. Taking a look at a few different genetic mutations surrounding the Super Dal gene, which is what I really am passionate about and I guess known for as far as the Crested Geckos go. We'll have stuff like chocolate Super Dals, bicolor Super Dals, red Super Dals, tiger Super Dals, tiger brindle Super Dals with red spots, and everything in between from babies. And then I also actually clumped in the gargoyle geckos because I don't have that many gargoyles, so I figured we'll just put them into the list. So this is all my Crested Geckos and gargoyle geckos. Let's go check them out. Okie dokie folks, starting out on this Crested Gecko tour, we're going to be taking a quick turn around these very loud, noisy birds. If you guys notice any loud noises in the videos, it's from this guy and from that girl over there. Really, this place is kind of like a zoo. We've got animals everywhere. We got some rats going on, some frogs, things like that, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about these Crested Geckos. Now, over here is going to be a lot of males, actually exclusively males. In this one, we usually hold Spice. However, I did end up repairing Spice to Xena a little bit ago, so we'll check him out a little bit later. But here we do have one boy that is a very special boy, in fact. Come here, little one. Oh boy. Oh. And this actually happens to be Alma. Now, Alma was the first Crested Gecko I've ever had, and actually the second reptile I've ever owned. Now, of course, here at dbcb Exotics, we own a little bit over 100 animals at this point, and to think that it all started off with a bearded dragon and this little Crested Gecko is just a really exciting thing. So if we move slightly to the right, we have Renee's first Crested Gecko, Sarsaparilla. I remember the name. Sarsaparilla is a bit of a messy maker, as you can tell. She always poops on the front, or he always poops on the front desk, and I'm not gonna take him out. This is actually one of a gecko that's actually not a nice Crested Gecko, folks. This one loves to just run around, go like back and forth. He's actually bit me once or twice. It's crazy to think like, oh, a wild Crested Gecko, like a crazy one. Yeah, they're not all docile. That's definitely one of them. But let's move on to some Crested Geckos that are for sure docile and very interesting. Over here, we actually have the Crested Gecko shelf, Crested Gecko wall, whatever you'd like to call it. This houses the majority of all my breeders, grow-outs, males, and then all of the babies we produced this year. Now, we're pretty much only about halfway done with our clutches as far as that goes, so while it doesn't look like much, I believe we still have 12 or 13 eggs in the incubator waiting for more Crested Geckos. Things out, we've got Cookie right here. Now, Cookie is a gecko that I am very excited about this year. She has been a big producer of eggs. I had Cookie as a 2019 sub-adult. Come on, little honey. Come on. Come on, little doggy. Come on, little doggy. Now, I had Cookie as just a sub-adult 2019 baby that I paid a good chunk of change for, and for obvious reasons. I mean, check out these ink blotting. Of course, a Super Dal with just some impressively sized dots in themselves. This girl has really grown into just a fabulous adult, and I've been very excited to finally breeding a successful eggs that incubated to amazing babies that we'll actually check out here in a little bit. But Cookie, man, she's one of my top dogs when it comes to my Super Dal project. So yes, Cookie has definitely been the top dog when it comes to my Super Dal projects. I mean, just take a look at all those spots. She's definitely given me some babies that have been incredible when it comes to the spots they're producing. I can't wait to hold back some of those, grow them out. Like I said, we'll take a look at them a little bit later. I'm trying to find out where Spots actually is, but I believe Spots might be in the cork tube. Maybe we can check him out a little bit later and see if he'll come out, but so far we're gonna have to move on to some more geckos. If we have any OG fans on the channel, you guys will of course recognize Pebbles the Chungus. Now, Pebbles the Chungus used to be a breeder of mine until I actually sent her out on a breeder loan. I believe this was last year, maybe the year before that, and she came back with some FTS, some floppy tail syndrome, and at that point, you never want to breed a gecko with FTS. It kind of inhibits the hip bones. That gets the muscular area around there gets a little corroded, and of course eggs pop out of that area. It's just not a good idea. You have a higher risk of egg bounding, things like that. So at this point, Pebbles is actually a retired breeder. She's been an ambassador on the channel a couple of times, but really she just chills out and has a good time. Obviously she's eating well, a little too well. I've cut down her diet, folks. I don't know why Pebbles is so fat the way she is, but she's a lovable, handleable gecko, probably the most handleable gecko I've ever, yeah, you can really see that FTS when she walks around. Probably the most handleable gecko in my collection. The only problem with Pebbles is the fact that she loves to poop when she's on camera, so I'm actually a little bit worried right now with her on my shoulder. I really don't want any Crested Gecko poops today, or at least not this early in the video, so let's bring Pebbles back. Of course, we still have plenty of geckos to talk about, but yeah, Pebbles the Crested Gecko, probably my favorite Crested Gecko. She is the most handleable, just a calm, fun. If I have any like family members over, or my wife's family members, they come over, sometimes they have children, I always bring out Pebbles because I know that they're gonna have a good time when you're holding a chungus like this. Checking out some more breeders, we have one of my OG breeders. Now, the OG pair when it comes to dbcb exotic Crested Gecko breeding was actually Pebbles, and then this gal over here, Xena. Both being Tiger Super Dolls. It was a morph that I was really interested in, kind of one I wanted to special. Are you gonna jump on my face? And kind of a species that are a morph that I wanted to specialize in. I love the Super Dolls, specifically the Super Doll Tigers. Now, I have expanded to a bit more of Super Dolls, the bicolors. We'll check on those, like I said, in a little bit, but Xena really takes the case. Funny enough, this was a pet store find. I actually found this girl inside of a Pet Life or something like that. I was gonna get it, I was kind of on the fence. She was a baby at the time, only like $60. I paid $60 for this gecko. Isn't that absolutely insane? But anyway, she was about a $60 find. I kind of thought about it, and then I came back the next day and was like, yeah, you know what, let me get this gecko. And actually, they moved her from this location to one that was about 2.5 hours away. So I actually went to that store, which is about 45 minutes out of my way, then to another pet store that was 2.5 hours, just so I could make sure that I had this girl in my collection. Of course, I have no regrets on this because, man, this girl has just produced some amazing holdbacks, amazing babies along the way. Like I said, we'll check those guys out in a little bit. There's a lot of that. But so far, oh, we have little Spice coming out. He was in his little, we have her repaired with Spice. Cookie laid an infertile clutch, which was strange, so maybe there wasn't just enough. Whoa, 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 don't. Oh! What? He just bit me! What? Crested Geckos don't bite? What is going on, young man? Oh my god! No! I'm not sure what it is about my males. Males are always way more feisty than my females, but this is Spice. What he lacks in personality and handleability makes up in just a gorgeous pattern. We've got some ink blotting, Dalmatian spots, red spots. This guy is a knockout when it comes to the male. Of course, a beautiful head crest as well. We got some great foundation going on between Xena and him. We made some excellent babies with some excellent head crests, and of course, Super Dally Dals, man. This is a very spotty animal, probably the best looking Super Doll in my collection at this point. However, like I said, not the best animal. I just took a bite from a Crested Gecko, which is the weird... I mean, I take bites from a lot of animals here at dbcb Exotics, but a Crested Gecko? This is the first in a while. I'm a little bit impressed. To show off Xena and the Spice pairing, I gotta show you guys just an incredible female gecko. This is, up till actually this year, this was my best looking Super Doll Tiger. However, this year we did hatch out some incredible ones, so I believe that the new ones are gonna be a little bit better. But just check out this girl. This girl is as full of spots as you can possibly get. Definitely one of my spottier animals in my collection. This was actually a holdback of mine, one of my first Crested Geckos I've ever produced. This was actually not a Xena and Spice. At the time, I didn't have Spice, so this was a Xena times Spots pairing, which we'll check out a little bit later. I wasn't able to get Spots at the time, but my god, dude, this is just an incredible looking Super Doll. Looks like she still just has a little bit of shed left up in that armpit. Ooh. Oh, good catch, good catch. Just a little bit of shed left, but man, I can't wait till next season. This girl's running around 26 grams, so by next breeding season, she'll be ready to go. We can actually pair her to Spice, that guy that we looked at a little bit ago that just bit me for some reason. Ooh, she's gonna jump. Gotta switch hands, gotta switch hands. Always gotta stay vigilant with Crested Geckos because they'll just jump and leave you astray. Yeah, we're actually gonna be pairing her with Spice, so we'll be adding some more Tiger Super Doll with red spots. That 2022 babies, man, this is gonna be a knockout pairing. I can tell you that for 100%. So it does look like Spots wanted to grace us with his ever-loving presence. Spots was actually the first Super Doll male Crested Gecko breed I've had. He's produced a lot of my 2019 holdbacks that have now turned into breeders, and this guy is just incredible. Very spotty. Not the most spotty gecko in my collection, but still very spotty, but what I love about him is his head crest. That is an impeccable head crest. This is about 10 out of 10 perfect what you want to see. Of course, that floppy crest going on, this is what you want to get out of it. This guy has made some perfectly structured Crested Geckos over the years, and still plenty plenty of spots. Another thing I wish about this Crested Gecko is his colors I wish his colors were a little better. He seems to be just like a normal little buckskin. He fires up almost like a salmon color, but not the most pretty colors, but he's got the dials, he's got the head structures. It's a 2 out of 3. You gotta make some compromises sometimes, you know? And shooting down under here, we only have a few more geckos to talk about before we get into the babies. This is actually the last breeder of the day, and she loves to hide underneath these leaves. Just give me 1 second to find her. This is actually a very cool gecko because this is actually one of the geckos that I produced. This is a dbcb exotics baby. She came from, again, a Zenith Spice pairing. While she doesn't look as nice as that other girl we looked at a little bit earlier, still beautiful tiger stripes when she fires up. And still being a little spotted. We got a nice little head crest going. Not the best, but not the worst either. This girl's been amazing. It is very exciting to start producing my own eggs from my own babies that I've grown out. That's a pretty exciting thing. So, none have hatched out yet. I'm very excited to see what turns out from this, but when it does, man, you guys will be first to know. I know it'll be an exciting clutch that day. Okay, we've went through all the breeders, all of the adults, and we still have, like, I believe 12 or 15 geckos to get through. So instead of talking about each individual baby, what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll a quick montage and just show off some cases of our babies. If there's something that really catches my eye, I'll do a little piece on it, but we gotta speed this up. This video is already a little too long, so let's go ahead and roll baby gecko montage. Go! Now over here, this is a gecko I am very excited about. I mean, Jesus. When I was talking about that we might have some geckos that might have more spots, this is definitely one of them. I'm trying to get it in if you would stop jumping around. Look at all of those dots. This baby is 2.9 grams and already this spotty. When this girl grows up in probably late 2022 to 2023, this is going to be an absolute ripper. That is 100% for sure. Another just fantastic super down. I'm not 100% sure if I'll be holding this gal back or not. A lot of spots, but not very big spots. We've got a lot of nice geckos going on, so she might not make the cut and she'll be up for sale pretty soon. Oh, and well folks, there you have it. Every one of my Crested Geckos in my entire collection. But now it's your turn. Leave me a comment in the comment section. What was your favorite Crested Gecko today? Was it Pebbles the adorable Ambassador Wonder, or was it one of my holdbacks that are just looking absolutely stunning and definitely very, very spotty? And it does come with those Tokay babies. You guys should know that I do have quite a few of them for sale right now. If you want to learn some more information about that or potentially purchase your own gecko from me, you can go ahead and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Also on TikTok if you happen to also be on TikTok. You know what I mean? You're already there. What's the problem? Of course, there's one last thing to go, and that is Patreon.com. Yes, Patreon.com/dbcbexotics. You get the up-to-date updates on everything that's happening within my reptile empire. That includes first dibs on the babies I produce, and even in the higher tiers, you get discounts on the babies I produce. It's all well and good. It's all a bunch of fun. It starts as low as $1 a month. You can join there today, but until then, guys, we'll have another video for you, but after that, we're gonna go do our outro thing. Of course, our outro thing is this thing, and it's goodbye. Don't forget to subscribe.